Coach T podcast and the NFL show is presented by Turner Sports Training, TST.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is? Yeah. You know what time it is? Some people are probably like, what time is it? You know what time it is.
It's showtime.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back again on the Coach T NFL show with Kyle and Hicks. This week, we have just Hicks and I, the 1-2 punch right now. Kyle is out. Yeah. We here, man. Kyle is out. He was actually on a trip to Michigan, or at least coming back from Michigan. So he may end up joining me personally a little bit later to go through some of the picks and stuff like that, through some of the power rankings, which we will talk about, by the way. Hicks and I will do our power rankings, and we'll talk about the games. Kyle may join me for that later on, but if not, hey, Hicks, you and me, man, 1-2 punch like LeBron and Wade, man. We're here to do it.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So, speaking of the power rankings, well, first of all, let me ask you, man, how you doing, man? How's life?
Pretty good, man. I'm starting a new project with my media company, and
I saw that.
Yeah, so some pretty cool stuff happening. And other than that, I've been picking a lot of games incorrectly. So on my other show, Yo and Hicks Pick, my co-host Yo, he only missed 2 games last week, and I missed 6. So it hasn't been going that great as far as pick-wise. Everything else is pretty good. So we'll see if I can redeem myself today.
Yeah, if it wasn't for these stupid podcasts and these stupid shows, life would be perfect.
I'm telling you, yeah. If I could, well, it's not really the show. It's just if it wasn't for my stupid picks, is what I should
Okay,
say.
that's more like it. Yes. I'm gonna toot my own horn, man. I went 11-3 last week, but I will say probably the 2 weeks before that, it was rough, brother. It was rough. I'm talking like probably 500 at best, those 2 weeks. But it was good to get back on track, man. NFL is so crazy. Like, that's what has made this year so great, that it's been so crazy. It's been so much parity. But it's hard to have those stellar weeks, especially when you're picking the winner and you're picking the spreads and things like that. It's tough, man. But we are here. We're back for another week, and we're gonna do the same thing with our picker. We're going to do the same thing with our Pick the Winner segment, which we'll do a little bit later. But before we do that, let's do the power rankings as mentioned. I'll begin here, 1 through 10. And as I was doing this, Hicks, I was thinking, man, I'm like, really 1 through 5 is really what matters. Because once you get 6 through 10, those are some of the teams where they're either wild card teams currently, or, they're maybe just fighting for a top spot in their division. They haven't really solidified that. So really the top 5 teams are the teams that have really staked claim and have said, hey, we are the cream of the crop. We are the teams that, if the playoffs started right now, we're the teams that are, have clinched playoff spots. Potentially we have clinched buys already. So those are those level of teams, in 1 through 5. So I'm going to give you 1 through 10, but that's just a little bit of I don't know what to say. That's a little bit of, a preface before we talk about all these teams. So let's go through it. 1 through 10 for me. Number. Should I start 10 or number 1? Let's do this. Let's go number 10. That'll be real quick.
Yeah.
10. All right, number 10, Baltimore Ravens. I don't know what's going to happen with Lamar Jackson. I think he's back this week, so that's good to see. 49ers are number 9. They've really surprised me, man. They've been holding down the fort the last few weeks. They're really trying to make that playoff run. Tennessee Titans are number 8. Number 7 are the LA Rams. Number 6, Arizona Cardinals for me. Now, I had somebody ask on social media, why are the Cardinals number 6? Why are they a spot ahead of the Rams, even though the Rams beat them last week? Then I went and said that, I think it was week 4 or 5, the Cardinals smacked up on the Rams. I think they beat them. It was 37-20 in that game, week 3 or 4. And then, the ties turned just last week, and the Rams, beat the Cardinals at their place. So they really split their season series. Both teams got to win in the other team's building. And, for me, I just picked the Cardinals because I still like them better. I like their defense better, even though it didn't show last week. Turnovers really killed them in that game. But other than that, to me, if these teams played again in the playoffs, I just feel like the Cardinals, especially if it's on their home field, which again, if the playoffs ended right now, they will have the leg up on the Rams. I would just have to go with the Cardinals beating the Rams at home in the second matchup if it happens to be in Arizona. So that's why I have Rams 7 and Cardinals 6. Number 5, Dallas Cowboys. Number 4, the team is playing right now, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to win this matchup against the Chargers this week, so that should put them in number 1 in the AFC West. And then we have number 3, Mac Jones, baby. Mac Jones, Bill Belichick, and the New England Patriots. And then number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers with my boy Benjamin Buttons. Call him Benjamin Buttons because I feel like he ages backwards, man. I have them as number 2, and then number 1 is clearly Green Bay Packers. They are, I think I was reading this, in their last 11 games, they've won 9 of them, and one of those 2 losses, Aaron Rodgers wasn't in the game. It was against the Kansas City Chiefs, and they had Jordan Love at quarterback. So they've been winning games. They've been the hottest team smoking, man. So I really like the Packers. A lot of people really like the Packers, especially with the way they're playing. And Aaron Rodgers right now, you know, between him and Brady, those are 1 and 2 when it comes to MVP. Who you got, Hicks?
So my number 10 team is the Buffalo Bills. I know they had a couple of struggles, but I feel like they're still a strong team. Josh Allen, he does have that playoff experience, was going to probably come in handy as of late. So I got them. Number 9 is the young boy, Justin Herbert, and the Los Angeles Chargers. Just another team with momentum. They are young. They're kind of inexperienced, but I feel like they can still make some threats in the playoffs. Number 8 is actually the Indianapolis Colts, man, the hometown team. They have the leading rusher in the NFL, Jonathan Taylor. They got a great defense with they have their obviously their star linebacker and gosh, I can't think of the dude's name. Darius Leonard. Yes, sir. They've got big defensive front. They even got a star offensive tackle. They got Quentin Nelson. So they just loaded up. I think they can actually make a run towards the Super Bowl. Number 7, I'd have the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they're playing good. I don't think they'll really make much of a playoff run just because Dak's just not that experienced. So, but they're playing good right now. Number 6, the Rams. I'm with you a little bit in that they have struggled a lot. That last game was a good one, but that's a divisional game. You know, they had already, dropped one of them, so it kind of has an asterisk by it. Number 5, I got the pretty boy of the NFL right now, and Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. The reason I say pretty boy because it's easy to look good when you hand it off 89 times and you pass it twice. You're not gonna get too dirty. So I think that they're just playing good. Bill Belichick showing that he's still the master. Still Darth Vader. Number 4, Kansas City Chiefs. Of course, they're always going to be lurking for those playoffs, lurking for that Super Bowl positioning. Number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. Still a hot team in my eyes. I know a lot of people aren't looking at them, but they may just be able to pull something out at the end of the season. Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tommy Boy. The only reason he's not number 1 is because they have looked a little sketchy sometimes this year. And then number 1, I got the Pack, man. Aaron Rodgers, anytime I went against him this year, it's been stupid. He's proven that he's one of the best. I think if he gets another Super Bowl this year, in the midst, it's crazy, he will actually be the first person that I think controversy will pay out for him. If he should, for some reason, win the Super Bowl this year, it will just look like, man, this dude was good as heck. He didn't want to be there. He complained. He barely showed up, and he won the Super Bowl. So there's a lot to be had for Aaron Rodgers this year. So we'll see what happens, and that rounds out my power ranking.
All right, good. I like that. I was trying to look up the matchups right now if the playoffs started today. For some reason, I cannot find that. But let me see the teams let's start with the AFC. In the AFC, the teams that are number one in their divisions right now, the Patriots are atop the AFC North or East, right? AFC East, correct. Tennessee Titans are ahead of their division. Kansas City Chiefs are ahead of their division, and the Baltimore Ravens are ahead of their division. In the wild card spot in the AFC, you have Chargers number one in the wild card spot. Number two are the Indianapolis Colts, as you mentioned, and then the Buffalo Bills are right behind them. In the NFC, Packers, Cardinals, Buccaneers, and Cowboys are all atop their divisions, their respective divisions. And then the Rams, the 49ers, and the Washington football team still have a shot for the wild card. So, it's going to be a tight race. It's kind of cool seeing, how 17 games can change the playoff perspective. You got that extra game in there, so that gives an extra opportunity for teams, like a Washington football team to maybe, find their way into the playoffs. So it's gonna be really, really cool, really interesting to see how that shakes out. I really like your top 10. I really do. And you make some really valid points for a lot of those teams. If I had to honestly choose, and I want you to do the same right now, who do you see matching up in the Super Bowl in 2021? Or I guess 2022 when the game is played. Who do you see matching up in the Super Bowl? I'm going to give you a chance to answer that. I would go with right now, Packers, my number one team. I see them winning the NFC conference. And then out of the AFC, it's probably going to be the toughest one. Man, I'm trying to see who can really make that run, man. I see Kansas City and the Patriots playing again in the AFC championships. And if that's the case, man, I got to go with the veteran. I got to go with Kansas City. So I got Kansas City and the Packers playing in the Super Bowl. That's just my prediction this week. Anything could change, obviously, but that will be a heck of a game. Be a lot of points. That will be, honestly, I think an all-time classic. Especially with the way the season has gone. I think if those two teams match up in the Super Bowl, I think that'd be a nice bow to wrap up this year. Who would you choose right now as your Super Bowl favorites?
So if I go for who I would like to see, I'd like to see Tampa Bay, New England. That would be just epic to me. But who I think is actually going to be there, oddly enough, as crazy as this sounds, I actually think that the Cardinals can, it sounds weird, go under the radar and really have a chance to surprise a lot of people and make the Super Bowl run. I think it will be a really big surprise if they do go. I think it, you know what I mean? And then I can really see the Patriots winning out on the AFC side. And I can really just see Bill Belichick. Even if I think he goes Super Bowl, he wins. But even if he didn't win, just going again would just, it would say something to the effect of who he is. So I think that my actual Super Bowl, I think it's going to happen will be Cardinals and Patriots.
All right. In other news, your boy Urban Meyer.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
What happened?
And he kicked the kicker.
He kicked. He did. He can't kick the kicker. No. Yeah, Josh Lambo came out and said that in practice. I actually read the quote. Josh Lambo, I don't know if he's a former kicker or current kicker for the Jaguars, but he said that
I think Urban now Meyer, he plays for the 49ers.
Okay, that makes sense. The former kicker. Okay, Josh Lambo of the Jaguars, the former Jaguars kicker. He said that in practice, Urban Meyer came up to him and said, what did he say? He said, I don't curse, but he said, you explicit, make your effing kicks. And then he kicked the kicker. Like you said, you can't kick the kicker, man, especially coming off of the whole twerk gate, all that happened with that. And then, obviously you had to report about, what was going on in the locker room and, him telling the coaches that they're all losers and none of their pedigree is up to him and up to his. It's just a crazy, crazy situation, man. I would have never thought that he would have been fired mid-year. I guess not mid-year, but during the season. I thought he would at least lasted, 1 year, one season, and then maybe they got rid of him after the year. But to see this, man, I don't know where he goes from here. Crazy story.
And I think it's funny too because I don't know the timeline of it. If you think about it, this could have happened the first week of practice just now come out. So I'm not sure when it was, but Urban Meyer's legacy it will be forever changed. He will never be seen as the guy he was, maybe 4 or 5 years ago when he stepped away from college football for health reasons, to be closer to his daughters. He seemed really genuine. And now it just seems like he just seems like one of those people who's going to have a cloud around him for a long time.
Yeah, the luster is gone.
Yeah, we won't see
gone.
him in coaching again. We won't see him.
You don't think so, huh?
You never know. You never know, but I think highly unlikely to see Urban Meyer.
Yeah. And I think if it is in a role, I think it's in I think it's at the college level, number one, and I think it's at a smaller school. But I mean, Urban Meyer is still, especially, if you're talking just on field and winning, he still gets the job done, when it comes to college football and his pedigree there. But, I don't think a lot of schools are running to go deal with that headache that is Urban Meyer and all that follows him. So I'll be interested in seeing where he goes, if anything. I think he always got a spot in the booth potentially, but even that's gonna be a little shaky, man, because like you said, man, his name is just real sour right now, man. Type his name into Twitter and you're not gonna see a lot of positive things going on with Urban Meyer, man, the urban legend. So good luck to you, Urban, man. All right, let's get into these games, man. Let's do our week 15 pick the winner. Clearly, if you're new to the show, this is where we pick the winner for each game. If you are a returning fan, you guys know what we do, man. We're gonna go through each of these games, talk about the lines, talk about obviously our side and why we think whoever we choose to win is going to be the winner, and then we're gonna give you guys some little insights, maybe a little betting tips, things like that. So first game, we will skip the Kansas City and the LA Chargers game that's going on right now. Looks like a shootout, looks like a really good game. I think both of those teams are actually playing for a chance at number one in the AFC West. I think the Kansas City Chiefs hold that spot right now, but if the Chargers win, I think they can get a chance to move up a spot there. So a lot on the line in that game that's being played in LA right now, and the Chargers are actually up 14-10 with 2 minutes left in the second quarter. All right, Sunday, or actually Saturday matchup. I didn't know they were doing this. This is real cool. So Saturday matchup, and this game is really affected by the COVID-19 restrictions or protocol. The original line.
Saturday, right?
What was that?
It's a doubleheader on Saturday.
It is a doubleheader on Saturdays. Yep, you got the Raiders and the Browns in the first game, and then you got the Patriots and the Colts. So that's really cool, man. I'm glad they're doing this, especially week 15. They normally do this for the playoffs, but I really like this this week. So the Raiders are on the road in Cleveland. Cleveland will be without a bunch of players. Mainly, they'll be without Baker Mayfield, and they'll be without their head coach. I think that's what I read. I think I read that correctly. So, and I think their backup quarterback is going to be out. And if I remember, I think they'll be on their third string quarterback. So the Browns went from 3-point favorites at home. They are now 2-point underdogs at home. The Raiders are now the favorite. Cleveland, a couple trends here. Cleveland, they are 6-2 straight up in their last 8 home games. And the total has gone under in 4 of Cleveland's last 5 games at home against Las Vegas. Another under trend. The total has gone under in 5 of Las Vegas's 7 games in total, when they play the Cleveland Browns. So a lot of under stats. Let's do it, man. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
This is tough, man, with the Browns having everybody out, and then just thinking about the Raiders haven't played well, what is each team playing for? But I think that this may be just too much for the Browns. It may just be one of those games that they're not going to have enough firepower. So my gut tells me go with the Raiders, even though they're going to be playing away.
Yeah, a lot of my gut says go with the Raiders too. But they're one of those teams, man, that it wouldn't shock me if the Raiders found some way, lo and behold, to lose this game. But with the Browns having so many players out, man, and they having a coach out, it's already a little bit of a shortened week with them playing on Saturday. You know, the Raiders just have an opportunity to get a nice little win on the road, and I think they accomplished that. I think they get it done. I think just the COVID bug has hit the Browns at the wrong time, and you know, I think the Raiders are able to capitalize on this. Raiders looked bad last week. They look really bad, but Kansas City can make you do that, especially when Kansas City is playing on all P's and Q's. I think the Raiders bounce back this week, understanding that they were embarrassed last week. After stepping on the midfield at Kansas City, stepping on their logo, thinking they was doing something, then they got smacked up. I think they're a little more humble this game, and I think they relish in the moment, and they relish in the fact that the Browns are without a lot of players and they're without their coach. So Raiders, you know, you kind of have to get this done. So I'm riding with you. I'm going to go with the Raiders. In the nightcap for the Saturday games or Saturday slate, we have the New England Patriots against the Colts. The Colts, they are 2.5 point favorites at home. 45.5 is the over under. By the way, the over under for the Browns in the Raiders game, make sure I get that correct, the updated. We have, come on now, here we go. It is 37 points is the over under in that game. So they think not a lot of points can be scored there. So that's just an update there for this Patriots Colts game. Like I said, Colts are 2.5 point favorites at home. 45.5 is the over under. New England, they are 5-0 against the spread and 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games. So they're one of the hottest teams you can find. The Colts in their last 5 games, they've won 4 of them. So they're also hot. And the total has gone over in 8 of the last 9 matchups between these two teams. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
This is tough. But I just think it's been proven, like, what Mac Jones does doesn't dictate whether or not the Patriots win. What Carson Wentz does dictates whether or not the Colts win. And it's going to be Bill Belichick versus Carson Wentz. So I'm going to go ahead and say Patriots.
I like it, man. You know, 2 really, really, really steaming hot teams, man. These teams, you know, you can probably you can scramble an egg on their backs as hot as they are, man. And the way the Patriots played last week, they can clearly outmuscle teams. Clearly. And I think Mac, you know, he can do enough to do enough with his arm to, you know, in a shootout or in a comeback type of game. I think Mac can handle that. But with all that being said, and the fact that this, you know, the Colts are just as hot as the Patriots, and the Colts are at home. You talked about how good they are on offense, defense, special teams, and they're really gelling at the perfect time. I got to go with the home team here, and I got to go with Vegas and the fact that they are the favorites, although a modest, very short number of favorites. I got to go with them. I don't think a lot of points would be scored in this matchup. 45.5 is the over-under. 8 of the last 9 games have actually gone over. But you got to think about those matchups and kind of, you know, who the quarterbacks and who the personnel was with those two teams. I think these are different teams, especially when you're talking about Carson Wentz against Bill Belichick. I think Belichick's going to be able to slow them down. And I just think the Colts have enough defense to be able to slow down a rookie quarterback. And if this turns into a run versus run game, clearly you don't have a lot of points that way, you know, if they're able to bottle up these runners. But Jonathan Taylor is one of those runners for the Colts. And you can give him the ball 30, 40 times maybe. And I mean, he can handle it. He can do some things, man. So to me, he may be the most improved player this year. You know, it's probably arguably the best running back in the league right now. So, and I know that changes every week, it seems like, but he's been the most consistent player all year. So with all that being said, I'm going with the home team and I'm going with the Colts in this matchup, and I think they get it done. All right, Sunday, we have the first game. We have the Panthers versus the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, they are 10.5 point favorites at home. 43.5 is the over under. Some trends here. Carolina, they are 10-3 against the spread in their last 13 road games. Buffalo, they are 10-3 straight up in their last 13 home games. And the total has gone over in 4 of Carolina's last 5 games. However, the total has gone under in 5 of Buffalo's last 7 home games. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
So there's not much, going in the favor of Carolina in this game. The Bills are getting ready for the playoffs. They're amping up. They're a great team. They're good on all faces of the ball. They're playing at home. But Carolina doesn't stand a chance to do anything in this game to me. I'm going to go Bills. I don't think they cover that 10 points. That's a lot in the NFL. But I'm going Bills.
That's a lot. Yeah. Going Bills. Okay. Yeah. Man. It's so easy to go Bills, man. But the fact that the Bills they're fighting for their lives for a wild card spot. I don't love them in this game. I'm going to say that I don't love them in this game, but I got to trust them in this game, and the fact that they got a lot that they're playing for, a lot riding on this game. And the Panthers have not looked good, man. I mean, not at all. Not at all. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. I agree with you. I don't think they cover this number. Although it's a very large spread, it almost makes me want to think that they will cover this number. Hicks, you've been around the NFL long enough. You kind of know how it goes, right? Something looks like it can't happen. The team looks totally bad. And I mean, the Buffalo Bills end up winning by 14 points. It wouldn't surprise me. I'm just not telling anybody to do that. But I do have the Bills winning this game because they need this game. So I'm going with you. I'm joining forces. I'm taking the Bills as well. Next game, we got the Arizona Cardinals. They are 13.5-point favorites on the road against my Detroit Lions. 47.5 is the over-under. Arizona, in their last 5 games on the road, they are 5-0 against the spread. Detroit, they are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 home games against the Arizona Cardinals, and the total has gone over. And in 5 of the last 5 games within these, the total has gone over in 5 of the last 5 games in this series when these two teams play in Detroit. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Whew, man, I wish that Kyle was here so we could, just talk about the Detroit win. Because I just really want them. I think we just all really want them to win. But alas, I don't know if it's gonna happen, man. Like, they might have to end this season with 1 win. Like, they might get the 1 dub season. They're definitely not gonna get it here. So we're going Cardinals all the way. So I don't know what else to say.
Cardinals. Do the Cardinals cover 13.5? It's a better question.
Man, this is really sad. I don't even want to say this is gonna sound bad. They just might. Like, even though I just said 10 points was a lot, I just feel like the end of the year, because here's what I bet you to do. The Lions have actually fought hard the entire year.
True.
Kind of check all those games, man. They've been fighting. I think that fight starts to wear off, and the end of the holidays is coming. The end, it's about to be a wrap. So, but I ain't gonna call it they cover it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Yeah, and you know what? And for us, and I say us, because I am a part of the Detroit Lions franchise, because I'm a lifelong fan. This would actually be an early Christmas present if we lose, and we lose big in this matchup. I'm gonna tell you why. Because we are fighting for something a little more coveted than the Lombardi Trophy. We are fighting for the number 1 spot in the NFL draft. And if we are able to, right now we got only 1 win, of course, and we got 1 tie. We really don't need to win another game. Like, Hicks, that is not advantageous for us. It's not good for the Detroit Lions to win another game. So I'm totally fine if they get blown out this game, because that allows us to get another loss another L in the loss column, and we're able to get a 1 step closer to earning the number 1 pick in the NFL draft for this season. So I'm going with the Cardinals in this matchup. They not only win, Lions have fought hard, but I think their luck has run up, and it is luck. because some of these games they stay close because they've been really lucky. They went to Denver last week, and what did I say was going to happen after they had a huge win against the Vikings? I said they're going to get smacked up, and they went to Denver and they got smacked up. I know this team very well. This is one where I'm telling you, first half, this is going to, and you playing the Cardinals, who just had a disappointing loss last week, and Cardinals not going to lose 2 in a row. So I'm telling you right now, you're gonna look up. It's gonna be third quarter, and my Lions gonna be down 21 points. I'm telling you right now. I'm just telling you that's what's gonna happen. So clearly, I have the Arizona Cardinals winning, and clearly, I have the Arizona Cardinals covering this. They win by 2 touchdowns easily. All right, next we got the Toilet Bowl. This is the Houston Texans versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars, they are 3.5-point favorites at home. I don't know if that number has changed. I should probably check it. I'll check it as I speak. 39.5 is the over/under. Some trends here. Houston, they are 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games against Jacksonville. That's pretty impressive. And a lot of under trends. Under in the last 5 road games for Houston. Under in the last 5 games in total for Jacksonville, and the total has gone under in 6 of Jacksonville's last 7 home games. So back to that number here. Where do we have it? Ooh, the Jags. Wow, that's funny. The Jags went from 3.5-point favorites, and now they're 5-point favorites after the news about Urban Meyer. Go figure. So Hicks, with that news, man, let's pick the winner.
It's funny because I was thinking that. I'm like, having a toxic coach gone can honestly turn a team up. They can be like, look, y'all, we've been the laughing stock of the league. We know it wasn't us. We know who it was. It was him. So the new coach who comes in can say, hey, man, what do y'all want to do and what do y'all do well? Well, we've been doing this all year. That sucks. Let's try some of this because that's what we know how to do. Just the surprise of not having a game plan, not knowing what's going to happen, then maybe having some excitement from not having their coach, and the Texans just being a really bad team as well. I am going to go with the Jaguars. I think I would say get one for Herb, but I guess they get one in spite of.
In spite of. Yeah. This is very tricky. I don't know who's going to win. I don't think anyone knows who's going to win. I don't even think the guys in the locker room, they don't know who's going to win. A part of me is saying, the Jags, they were already 3.5-point favorites. They lose a toxic coach, as you mentioned. Now they're 5-point favorites. A lot leans towards them actually winning the game and covering. But then, I would hate to look up on Sunday and be like, how did I ever say the Jaguars going to win a game? I mean, they were terrible and they were putrid all year for a reason. And the coach don't play. Like, as much as we try to give coaches credit, and I'm a coach myself, the coaches don't play. It's the players that play. So Jaguars don't have great players. They don't have a lot of talent. They're going to play another team that doesn't have a lot of talent. So really, to me, it's a toss-up. And I would like to take the points because I don't know who's going to who shows up for this game. It's really a battle of who is not as talented as the other, or who was a little more talented than the other team. This is like, I don't know if it's politically correct, but this is like, winning the tallest midget contest. Like, we don't know who's gonna really win this game, and it really doesn't matter because none of these teams are playing for anything. So with that being said, I'm gonna take the points with the Texans. I'm actually have the Texans winning this game. All right, next one, we have the New York Jets against the Dolphins. The Dolphins at home, they are 8.5-point favorites. 42 is the over/under. Miami in their last 5 games, they are 5-0 straight up and 5-0 against the spread. And the total has gone under in 6 of the Jets' last 7 games against Miami. However, the total has gone over in 7 of the Jets' last 10 games overall. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Well, Miami just seems like they have it a little. This is another trash bowl, but it's just that Miami seems like they have it a little bit more together than the Jets. I'm not even gonna try to rationalize this game. I mean, I'm flip a coin. I'm going Miami. If you would like to go with the Jets, I can also see that because Miami hasn't been a great team either. But I'm gonna go with the Dolphins on this.
Yeah, this is an easy one for me. I'm going to go with the Dolphins too. Jets, we knew going into the year they would be terrible. They've probably been worse than what we thought. Zach Wilson, maybe he needs another year. I never like to bag on rookie players, especially the ones that play his position quarterback. It's very tough. We knew what Peyton Manning did his rookie year. I think he set the NFL record for most interceptions in his rookie year, and you see how his career turned out. Not saying he's going to be like that, but you got to have a little bit of grace when it comes to these rookie quarterbacks. Miami, they're a team that is ascending, right? The last 5 games, they've won all 5, and they've actually covered the number all 5. So I have them winning this game. I have them covering this number. I don't think it's going to be close from the start. Like, the Jets are just totally going the opposite way of the Miami Dolphins. And the Dolphins, if I take a look at it now, if I'm looking at the standings, the Dolphins have, let me look at this. All right, here we go. The Dolphins have an opportunity. Where are they? They're number 9, so that's going to be tough, man. They're going to need a lot of things to shake right, but in theory, they have an opportunity to possibly make a wild card. So, Dolphins, playing right at the right time, and this is a game that they must win to give themselves a little more of an opportunity, a little more of a chance, a higher percentage to make the playoffs. And the Jets are not going to be able to slow them down, especially not in Miami. So, give me the Dolphins. All right, next we have Cowboys versus the Giants. This is a classic matchup here, classic rival. The Cowboys, they are 10.5-point favorites on the road. 44.5 is the over-under. In their last 9 games against the Giants, the Dallas Cowboys have won 8 of those. And in their last 7 road games, the Cowboys, they are 6-1 against the spread. And the total has gone under in 9 of the Giants' last 10 home games, as well as the total has gone under in 6 of the Giants' last 7 games overall. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
I hate that we even have to pick some of these games. Like, I just don't see the Giants coming through to. Maybe they do. It is a divisional game, so you never know. But with a lot of chagrin, I'm going Cowboys. Cowboys big.
Yeah, it's an easy one, man. What is it? In their last 9 games against the Giants, the Cowboys have won 8 of them, so they've owned this team, and they play twice a year. So if I'm doing the math there, that's the last 4 to 5 years where the Giants haven't beaten the Dallas Cowboys, which is crazy to think about. So Cowboys win this matchup. Do they cover 10.5? I would lean no. Only because this is a little bit of a rivalry. You have the Cowboys going to the Giants, and we all can see this game where it's fourth quarter. The Cowboys have been down the entire game. They somehow win on the last second field goal or, last minute drive. They end up winning the game. But I could see a scenario where they're down a majority of the game, where they're fighting and clawing, never putting the Giants away, the entire 4 quarters, until the very end. So I have the Cowboys winning. I got the Giants covering this number, this 10.5. Next game, Washington football team against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Jonathan Hicks Eagles. 4.5 points are the Eagles. They are 4.5-point favorites at home. 44.5 is the over-under. Washington, they are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 games. Philly, they are 6-2 against the spread and 6-2 straight up in their last 8 games against Washington. And the total has gone under in 7 of Washington's last 8 games overall. I do not know if Tyler Heineke is playing this game for the Washington football team. I know he was knocked out of the game last week, but I think he is questionable or probable to return this matchup. But with that news, Hicks, let's pick the winner.
I don't know if Taylor Heineke is playing or not, or if Jalen Hurts is playing, because Minshew finished up with the dub last week.
It's true.
And I can honestly see Minshew coming to get another one. The Eagles aren't a bad personnel team. They don't have coaching, and they don't have a veteran quarterback. Minshew adds another element to that. And Washington, I think, needs this game to try to stay in the playoff race. And I don't think they do it. I think they drop the ball like the Washington football team that they are. And Philly gets a not meaningless, but just kind of a hater win. I'm going Eagles.
Ooh, man. Covering this number 4.5 Eagles, that's a no for me. That is a no. Washington in the last 5 games, they covered the number 4 of those games. So they are a very sticky team. When I mean sticky, they just stay close to a lot of teams. And the games they win close. And the games they lose, they lose close. So I think Washington definitely keeps it close here. I actually like Gardner Minshew. I like him in this role if he ends up being, the quarterback, the backup guy that ends up starting this game for Jalen Hurts. And the Eagles, you said it, man. They actually do have some personnel. It's just putting it all together at the right time. This game to me will be a very low scoring game, especially you talk about week 15, man. A lot of film you get on these teams. You know what they're going to run. You know what they like to do at this point in the year. So nothing should surprise you. If you need more film on Gardner Minshew, you probably go back to the Jacksonville days where he was playing there. You know what these guys are what they provide and what they can and cannot do and what they like to do. So with that being said, I got the Washington football team covering the number as mentioned. In terms of winning the game, this is very tough. Another divisional matchup. 2 teams fighting and clawing for an opportunity at a wild card spot. I gotta ride, man. I gotta go with the Eagles. I gotta go with the home team, man. I have to in this matchup. Again, divisional game. I do not think the Eagles cover 4.5, but I do think the Eagles win at home when they know it's the utmost important to stack up as many wins as possible this late in the season. And being at home, being in Philadelphia, I just have to go with the home team. With a lot riding on this game, that they will actually come out, perform, and do what they got to do to win this game. So give me the Eagles. Next one, Tennessee Titans. They are 2-point favorites on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. 41.5 is the over-under. The total has gone over in 7 of Tennessee's last 8 road games. Tennessee in the last 9 games, they have won 7 of them. Pittsburgh in the last 5 home games, they have won 4 of them. And Pittsburgh also in their last 5 games at home against Tennessee, they have won 4 of those. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Man, watch Pittsburgh. Well, first of all, Tennessee, obviously, they've been slump city. Pittsburgh's won some good games, lost some close games. That game last week, obviously, with the Claypool, thinking he's still in college, doesn't get the ball going. They lose last second. The ball gets swatted out. I think they come back for redemption. The Steelers are just a weird team, man. They get dubs. I think they're going to prove it again, and I got the Steelers taking this.
This is tough. I'm going to go opposite of you. I got the Tennessee Titans winning this. 2-point favorites on the road, and I think that's for a reason. They are the better team. Out of these 2 teams, the Tennessee Titans are the one team that is actually within my power rankings. And the Steelers, they are nowhere to be found in my power rankings. I don't think they've ever been in my power rankings all year. So Titans, much better team as mentioned. In the last 9 games, they've won 7 of them. If any team's going to slow them down, I do not think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I'm going Tennessee Titans here. All right, we have 15 more minutes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. So should be able to zoom through these. Let's do this. Cincinnati Bengals playing the Denver Broncos. The Broncos, they are 1.5-point favorites at home. 44 is the over-under. Cincinnati, they are 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 road games. They're 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 road games against Denver. And Denver, in their last 10 games at home against Cincinnati, they have won 9 of them. And the total has gone under in 6 of Denver's last 7 games overall. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Man, Cincinnati's been hurting my feelings lately. I do still feel like they're a strong team, though. It's just, man, they are heartbreakers. Denver, I just am really not impressed at all with anything on that team. I don't know. So I'm gonna risk it again. I'm gonna go Bengals to take the Broncos. Hopefully they can do it.
I'm opposite of you again, man. I'm going Broncos. I think this number is really short. I would actually have the Broncos a few points more in terms of the favorite. I think they played with a lot of emotion last week, you know, with the sudden passing of Demaryius Thomas and playing against my Lions. I think a little bit of that magic and energy continues this week. And the Bengals, although they fought last week, they looked horrible in the first half last week against the 49ers. And, you know, in the last 10 games in this matchup, when it's played in Denver, the Broncos have won 9 of them. And I think they make it 10 this game. So give me the Broncos. Falcons versus the 49ers is the next game. Niners, they are 9-point favorites at home. 46.5 is the over-under. San Fran, they are 12-3 straight up in their last 15 games at home against Atlanta. Atlanta, in their last 6 road games, they are 5-1 against the spread and 5-1 straight up. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Man, I'm not even going to spend a lot of time on this. You already know how I feel about Matt Ryan and the Falcons. No. It's going to be a no for me. I'm going to go Niners. No on the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm taking the Niners as well. And if I happen to lose to the Falcons in this matchup, I'll just chalk it up as it is what it is, man, any given Sunday. But there's no way on God's green earth that I'm taking the Falcons in this matchup. No way. The 49ers have played way too well, and they're number 9 in my power rankings for a reason. They get it done this week. All right, next we have the Green Bay Packers. They are 5-point favorites on the road against the Baltimore Ravens. 43.5 is the over-under. In their last 12 games, Green Bay, they are 11-1 against the spread. And in their last 6 games on the road, they are 5-1 against the spread. Baltimore, in their last 9 home games, they are winners of 8 of those. And the total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 games for Baltimore overall. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
If Lamar Jackson plays, I just feel like this is definitely one of those games the Ravens can win and make a statement about how good of a team they are. If he doesn't, it's going to be really tough. So, with that being said,
I think he's loaded up to play. At least on my fantasy team, that's showing that he's ready to play.
I know that he's only going to not play if he can't walk. So, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson to take down the Green Bay Packers. Not that it's going to affect the Packers. Packers will be a really great team, but again, it's one of those games Lamar comes through with.
Yeah, this is one of those games. If the Packers lost, honestly, it would be a good loss if you even look at things like that, because, you know, it really doesn't affect their playoff status too much. And I mean, they would be losing to the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. You know, I mean, it's very hard to win there for a reason. And this is a team that the Packers just don't see. This is a matchup they don't see overall. These teams rarely ever play. So, you know, it wouldn't be the end of the world if the Packers lost this matchup. But I actually have them winning this game. And they're number 1 in my power rankings for a reason. And in their last 11 games, they have won. When Aaron Rodgers has been under center in the last 11 games, they've won. They won 9 of those games. I guess the last 10 games when he's been under center, they won 9 of them. So they are scorching hot. And Ravens with a little bit of they're already a banged up team. It started in preseason. It continued in the early season. And now Lamar Jackson, although we expect him to play in this game, you never know, you know, especially with the ankle injury, you know, for a mobile quarterback like him. Packers are just too tough, man. Way too tough. I wouldn't be surprised if the Ravens win this game at home, because they are very tough, and that's just what the Ravens do. But if you're asking me who I see actually winning this game because they are the better team, that is the Green Bay Packers. So I'm choosing the Green Bay Packers to win this matchup. Next, third to last game, we have the Seattle Seahawks against the LA Rams. The Rams, they are 7-point favorites at home, 47 is the over-under. The Rams, they are 6-1 straight up in their last 7 home games against the Seattle Seahawks. And in their last 6 games overall against the Seahawks, they are 5-1 against the spread. The total has gone under in 4 of the last 5 matchups in this series when it's played in Los Angeles. Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Well, the Seahawks this ain't their year. Russ will be out of there after this year. It is what it is, the end of a dynasty. Hats off to all the guys since the Legion of Boom and everybody's been a part of that. But Rams, they're getting in playoff form. It's going to be a gimme game. I got the Rams taking this one, covering the spread, going home, going to bed.
You know what's funny is that even when you talk about the Legion of Boom, even when the Legion of Boom was at its height, Seattle was rocking and rolling, and the Rams, even when they were in St. Louis, and then they, made the move to LA, and they were a bad team. The Rams were always, go back in history, fans, they were always a team that gave the Seattle Seahawks trouble. Always.
That's fact.
Always. So the fact that the Rams are now the cream of the crop in that division, pretty much, along with the Cardinals, and these two have really traded places. They've really traded places, and the fact that the Rams are now the program, the franchise, they are the team to beat, and the Seahawks are just a lowly Seahawks now. I'm riding with you, man. I'm going Rams at home. The way they've been looking, the fact that they can get OBJ the ball, they got a guy that is quiet as kept. We talk about MVP. Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp gets busy.
Bad boy.
Like a bad boy. So to me, he should be up there for the MVP. They got him. They got OBJ. They got Aaron Darnold. Down there in the middle on the D line, and Matt Stafford is doing what he can do as much as he can do. As long as they get that running game, I don't know if Jalen Ramsey will be back for this matchup, but if they don't have him or not, it would be nice, trying to slow down Metcalf and Lockett and what they can do. But Seahawks, I think they cover this number. The number is 7, but I got to go with the Rams at home winning this game. It's just, like I said, these two have traded places, and the Rams have always given the Seahawks a lot of trouble. And I think the Seahawks, they really opening up this game. So I'm sorry, I think the Rams really opening up this game. So give me the Rams at home to win this matchup. Second to last, we got Sunday Night Football. We have the Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bucs, they are 11-point favorites at home. 46.5 is the over-under. New England, look at me. New Orleans, they are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games against Tampa Bay. They are also 6-1 in those games, in those 7 games against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, in their last 5 home games, they are 5-0 against the spread and 5-0 straight up. They are very tough to beat at home. With that being said, Hicks, let's pick the winner.
Man, again, I think similar to that Rams game with the Seahawks, I think Tampa Bay and the Saints are old rivals, but Saints ain't what they were. They're down. Bucks gonna come in here, beat them up, get ready to go into the playoffs. I got Bucks taking it, shaking it, and baking it.
Yeah. You know what, man. Tampa Bay at home, they are a different beast. Let me tell you that, my friend. They are a totally different team, totally different beast. I don't think they've lost yet at home all year. The only losses they've suffered have been on the road. So, the Saints coming into their place, the Saints are not a threat at all. Now, the Saints over the last couple of years, they've given Tom Brady and the Bucs some trouble. But with all the injury the Saints have and the fact that the Bucs, coming off of a scary win last week, it was 24-3 at one point, and the Buffalo Bills stormed back. I think they'll be on their P's and Q's for 4 quarters in this matchup, and I got the Bucs winning big in this game. Monday night matchup, our last game of the week, we have the Minnesota Vikings against the Chicago Bears. The Vikings on the road, they are 3.5-point favorites. 44 is the over-under. Chicago, in their last 6 games against the Vikings, they have won 5 of those. I did not know that. And the total has gone over in 8 of Minnesota's last 9 road games. However, the total has gone under in 6 of Chicago's last 7 games at home against the Vikings. Hicks, for our final game in our Monday night matchup, let's pick the winner.
I don't even know what to do with this one, man. Because with the Vikings, it's crazy. So I pick them to win, they lose. I think they're going to lose. They win. The game's on the line, they suck. Playing a big team and it doesn't matter, they get them. I'm like, there's really no way to tell. But that's that about the Bears, man, that's heavy. I'm going to go Bears because I feel like if I pick the Vikings, which I want to do, they'll lose. So I'm going to go with the Bears going thinking that I actually do think the Vikings are going to win, but they're going to drop it short on me. That's a complicated way to say I'm going with the Bears.
Yeah, totally. So you are going with the Bears. Ooh, I was hoping I could sneak that one in, man, and take the Bears. I would say that, man, look, the Bears, even though they had some crazy plays to kind of keep it close, they looked great in the first half last week. Like really, really great against the Packers. Who you got, you fans know, and Hicks, I mean, I got a lot of respect for the Packers and what they can do. This is another divisional matchup, NFC North. One in the black and blue division. Vikings still have a shot at the playoffs. I think technically or mathematically the Bears do too, but not as much as the Vikings. You're going with the Bears. I mean, this is truly a toss-up. I don't know what the number is. What did I say? The Vikings, they are 3.5-point favorites. I mean, that's a lot on the road, especially when you're playing the Chicago Bears coming off of that disappointing loss last week. I have the Bears covering. Do I have the Bears winning? Oh man, it's so tough, man. Because that's me counting on Matt Nagy actually doing something with this team. That's counting on a rookie quarterback, and that's counting on a offensive line for the Bears that just cannot keep this guy protected, man. But then that's also, if I say the Vikings win, that's also me counting on them actually, being the good Vikings and not the bad Vikings. So my heart of hearts, my gut is telling me take the Vikings. They're the favorites on the road for a reason. I'm going to side with the boys in Vegas. I'm going to go with the Vikings as the winner on the road here. I'm not too confident by any means in this game. I do think it'll be somewhat of a entertaining game. Although both of these teams are not teams that I necessarily enjoy watching, but I do feel like it would be an entertaining Monday Night Football game. And the winner that I have in this matchup, I'm going with the Purple People Eaters. I'm going with the Vikings in this game. All right, Hicks. Maybe I'll get Kyle on a little bit later. Maybe not. I'm actually going to go to my college football show. You did a wonderful job. Thank you, my brother. Like I said, we yes, sir. Always, man. We're like, we're like Wade. Say it again.
Oh, I was just saying thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. We did a 1-2 punch, man, like Wade and Bron, man, like Shaq and Kobe in this one, man. So keep it up, keep it going, man. I'll see you next week, and let's enjoy these games, brother.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Yes, sir, man. Have a good night.
Oh, you too, brother.
Fans, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for your love.